So today I want to show you guys how you can get a full ultralight setup at just over 3.2 kilos for less than £420. Now, as anybody knows, the smaller and lighter you go in wild camping, the more expensive it becomes. So to get your base weight down to somewhere around 3.2 kilos, 9 times out of 10 you're spending a fortune on Dyneema tents, ultralight camping mats and quilts, and they do cost a lot of money. So I want to run you through some options today to show you that you can do that and get your base weight down to 3.2 kilos on a considerably low budget. Now I'm going to be using AliExpress to go through all of these options, and the reason behind that is because one, it's an all-in-one package place where you can buy everything that you want, various different manufacturers, and also at an incredibly low price. But also I have used every single one of these items bar one myself personally, so I have experience of them and I know they are really, really good. Now some of these you will probably already know about and some you may not, or you might be just dubious as to how good they are or how well they work actually out in the field. But as I say, I have used every one of these extensively and there isn't a single bad piece of gear in this list. So the total amount in my basket is £416 for everything, all in, including delivery and taxes. Now, if you saw my previous video about the Teams deal that they got going on at the moment, if you join my team, you can gain points and get more discount and earn money from it as well. So there is that option separately, but this is just if you didn't and you just bought it on your own from AliExpress. So obviously we have the big three: your backpack, your tent, and your sleep system. So I will show you first off the tent that I would recommend, especially starting out new, or if you're looking at buying an ultralight full package, is the Lanshan 1. Now this is the larger version, it's £111. It is a fantastic tent and it's been proven in really high winds, really bad weather to work incredibly well in the UK, and it only weighs 930 grams. There's various different colours you can get, so you can get white, khaki or green, and also you can choose either a 3-season or a 4-season interior. Me personally in the UK, I'd go with the 4-season quite simply because it's never really that hot at night time that you do need a full mesh, but the 4-season I think works throughout the year better in comparison to the 3-season mesh inner. Now this is based on the standard version, not on the Pro, for two reasons. One, there's not much difference in the weight in all honesty, and two, I think if you are first starting out in ultralight, you really want to be a bit more experienced with a single skin tent because there's a bit more of a faff that goes along with it, with condensation and management of condensation, etc. So these are based on the double skinned normal version of the Lanshan. So next up is the backpack. Now I've chosen here the 3FUL Kidium Pro. On here it shows as the Flames Creed, but it comes through with 3FUL on it. They're essentially the same sort of company. There's no difference in between the two, and it will show as a 3FUL bag, not a Flames Creed bag. Now again, the delivery time on this is April the 25th to the 28th. It's the 21st at the moment, so you are looking at a week's delivery. A lot of people get put off of buying stuff on AliExpress because people say it takes 6-8 weeks for it to turn up. I don't think I've ever had anything take more than 2 weeks to turn up from AliExpress, as long as you buy it from a reputable dealer. Yes, if you buy some absolute cheap tat from someone who's got not very good feedback, that might take you 6 to 8 weeks, but majority of this stuff will turn up in 2 weeks. This Kidium Pro backpack weighs 880 grams and it's only £82, just under. Now, for a pack like that I have used for over a year, it's been incredibly comfortable. It's a 40 litre plus 16, so you've got a very large expansion pack on the front of it, 2 decent sized pockets. It's very comfortable. Now, some people will put a foam sleep mat in the back of it, which you can do, but I tend not to use a foam sleep mat. So as long as you pack it correctly inside, I put my Corex table that I make in between the interior and whatever's inside it, and that becomes my flat pack for my back, if you know what I mean. But it's down to you. You can either use a folding closed cell foam type of a mat if that's what you prefer. Again, various different options of colours, so you've got khaki, white, black, green or blue, all pretty much exactly the same price. I like the khaki, but it's your choice. Next up, the sleep system. Now I have chosen here the Ice Flame quilt. I've got the Flames Creed, which is basically again exactly the same thing. This is classed as a 3-season quilt. I have chosen the large size here. Obviously you could choose a smaller one, which is cheaper and lighter, but this is £106. I think with delivery there is a slight charge on the quilt. It comes out to £109, but it weighs 650 grams. Now this quilt has seen me through the whole of winter. Sometimes I've paired it with a thermal liner, but again, we're talking about an ultralight setup, which generally you're not going to go through deep winter with an ultralight setup. So £109, a very, very good quilt. Again, tried and tested by me. I'm a fairly cold sleeper, and this thing's worked fantastically. A decent sleep mat is obviously very important to camping because you don't want to have an uncomfortable night. Now, this is the Nature Hike 5.8 R value sleep mat, which is exactly the same as the Light Tour. It's identical in every way, shape or form, and I've used the Light Tour again for about a year and a half, and it's a very, very good mat. It's a good mid-range mat. It's a 5.8 R value, so it's going to keep you warm on chilly nights. Again, the one that I have chosen is the larger one, so it's the larger mummy shaped mat, but it's a decent size. It will fit most people. It's 183 centimeters long. Now this thing, they say in theory will see you down to -20. I wouldn't. That's going to be an extreme death case scenario, but 5.8 is going to see you through all 3 seasons in the UK, not a problem. And it's very, very comfortable. Weighs about 500 grams and again costs £77. Now, staying on the theme of sleep, again, a pillow is a very, very important thing. I've been using the FlexTowel pillow for quite some time, but I'm finding it's not thick enough. I've just bought a new one that I'm going to test out later on, but it's very, very similar to this one. So one of the biggest essentials I find is having a pad strap on the back of it, and it being thick and comfortable. This one here is £6.70. I mean, you really cannot go wrong with that. Once you put it into your pack, it comes up, it charges a bit more for delivery. But again, delivery is in a week's time, and it comes out at £9.80. So you can't really go wrong at £9.80 for an inflatable pillow that's got padding on it and a strap on the back as well. So this, I think, is a really, really good bargain. Again, you can choose whatever you want. Scroll through AliExpress. This is an indication to show you that you can get a really, really good ultralight setup at a very, very good budget price. Now, moving on to cooking. Probably the most popular size and type of pot is a titanium 750ml pot. Now, you may want to change this and go for a 550 or a shorter, squatter one that's wider, and you can fit a 200-gram canister of fuel in it instead of a 100-gram. But a 750 I find works incredibly well. Now, this can be paired with an alcohol stove system or obviously a gas stove system. I'm using gas on this as an example, and obviously the weight of gas will have to be added into it because this, we're talking about base weights here, not including fuel, water, food. So this is the Tom Shoe titanium 750ml pot. Now an equivalent toques is about £35, £40. So you're looking at £18 here for a 750ml titanium pot. This only weighs 120 grams and it's got a nice handle on it. You've got a little loop for the lid so you can lift it off nice and easily. It works perfectly well. I've had one of these, I've used it, it's great. It's just a little note, the only thing I haven't used on here is the pillow. So it's a different pillow from what I've normally had, but it looks comfy enough. But again, you can choose a myriad of pillows for yourself at a similar sort of price. To pair with this, we've then got the good old faithful BRS 3000T titanium stove. Now again, this is a stove that I've used for probably 2 years. Pretty much solid. It weighs 25 grams, £6.95. Admittedly, once you put it in your basket and then order it, it comes up to about £11. But that's £11. It's next to nothing for what is a really decent stove. You do get hit and miss reports on these stoves. I've never found an issue with it at all. It's worked really, really well. And there's other little things I haven't included on here, like you will need a lighter to light your stove, obviously. You can add a titanium spork, so on here is one, it's 76p. Obviously that just shows a tempting price to drag you in there. Once you put it in your basket, it comes out to about £3.17, but it's £3. That's assuming you want to get a titanium long-handled spork, but it's there as an option. And last but not least, something you are definitely going to have because you don't want to be drinking out of the pot that you're cooking in an ideal world, is a collapsible mug. Now these are 76p. Once you again add on delivery with these, it comes out at £1.40, so it's twice the price. But you could go and get yourself a Cedar Summit X mug, which I think is they're probably about 13, 14 quid. Does exactly the same thing, it's slightly bigger, but this is more than enough. It's a 200ml cup, 200ml cup that will give you, enough for a cup of coffee in the mornings, and that's pretty much all you're going to use it for. But it collapses and folds down nicely. I stick it on top of the lid of my cook pot with the bag above it, tighten it up, and away you go. So that is my version of an ultra budget, ultralight 3.2 kilo wild camping setup for £420. Do you think you can do any better? Tell me in the comments below, or any other suggestions you'd think that you would choose over and above what I've listed here. But I think this just goes to show that the subconscious psychology tells you that you need to spend an absolute fortune to go ultralight, but to get a base weight of 3.2 kilos is phenomenally low. But to do it under £420, I think it's pretty awesome. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video and I hope you found it informative. And if you did, as always, hit the thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you on the next one.